Last night felt different. For the first Monday night in months, there was nowhere that I needed to be. This is Summit After the Storm podcast, and I'm Bart Wilbanks. For the past 3 months, Monday nights meant baseball, either getting ready to coach a game or preparing for Tuesday night practice. But every Monday had a rhythm to it, checking stats from the previous game, trying to build the lineup, figure out our pitchers, planning defensive rotations throughout the game, thinking through who would play where each inning, who would be on the bench. And if it was game night, I'd need to be at the field by 5:15, helping kids stretch, get loose, get focused, get ready for baseball. But last night, none of that existed anymore. I was sitting at home doing homework with Noah, and for the first time in a long time, there was no need to rush, no lineup to finish, no field to get to, no game plan to build. And what's strange is, 3 months ago, before the season ever started, I probably would have thought I'd really enjoy the break once it was all over. But sitting there last night, I realized I don't really want the break. I just miss it. Because the truth is, I never planned on coaching. I just kind of fell into it because there was a need. I didn't start the season dreaming about championships. Of course, it would have been nice, but that was never really the goal. The goal was simpler than that. Help a group of kids have fun, help them get better, help them believe in themselves a little bit more. And I really think we did that. Not alone, never alone. Amanda was a huge help, and the other parents were helping constantly. Think about Kyla, Marcus, Nathan, Phil. Their knowledge and support made a huge difference all season. Think about Jason, who stepped in near the end of our season to really help us out with some key aspects of the game. I think about Michelle, always keeping the official scorebook. And I think about Maria, who always kept a separate playbook, keeping track of stats for us, and allowed us to ensure we're all batting in the right order. And honestly, it was such a huge help. I don't know what I could have done without that support group. And the other parents as well. I mean, they were getting their kids to practices. They were bringing snacks. They were juggling their schedules. The encouragement they gave me and their children throughout the season. It really takes an army to make a season work, and we had one. And sitting at home last night, I realized how much I already miss it. And the season only ended Saturday, but somehow it already feels gone. I still remember that very first practice, trying to learn all the kids' names. And it took me a few practices, but I was trying to remember who belonged to which parent at the end of that first practice. And trying to learn their personalities, their strengths, their confidence levels. But then somewhere along the way, they stop feeling like just a team I'm coaching, and they start feeling like a family, like they're my own kids. That's the strange thing about youth sports. You spend months trying to build something together, practicing, winning, losing, sweating together, and laughing together. And then one day it's just over. Next year, some of those kids will be on different teams. Some will move up, and some will just go separate directions entirely. And while I'll probably see many of them again, we'll never have this exact team again. Never this exact group chasing the same goal together. But whatever those boys play next year, I'll be cheering for them. Every single one of them. Because I want them all to succeed. And thinking about all of that last night immediately brought me back to Kilimanjaro. Because the mountain works in the same way. You gather this team of people from different backgrounds, different places, different stories. And suddenly, for a short season of life, you're all working toward one common goal together. You help each other climb, encourage each other, carry burdens together. You suffer together, and you laugh together. And eventually, the climb ends. Amanda and I don't live in Africa, so realistically, we'll probably never see our climbing team again. But we had the mountain, we had the journey, and we had each other. And when it was all over, what remained were memories. The mountain taught me something important about life. Not every meaningful relationship is meant to last forever. Some people are part of that climb for only a season, but that doesn't make their impact any less meaningful. Sometimes people walk beside you just long enough to help shape who you become. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says, "There is a time for every activity under the heavens." And maybe part of wisdom is appreciating seasons while you're still inside them. Leadership often starts with responsibility, but somewhere along the way, if you do it right, it becomes relationship. And maybe that's true for teams, for businesses, for churches, for friendships, and for families. The goal is never just the task, it's the people. Because long after the game ends, long after the climb is over, what people usually remember the most is how it felt to walk through that season together. Anais Nim once wrote, "Each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born." And maybe that's part of what makes seasons like this so meaningful. For a short time, that group of kids, parents, coaches, and families all shared the same climb, the same dugout, the same pressure, the same laughter, and the same memories. And even if we never all stand on the same field together again, something meaningful was still created while we were there together. Last night felt quieter than usual. And maybe that's because something meaningful ended. But I'm grateful for the season. I'm grateful for those parents, the kids, and for the climb. Because sometimes the greatest gift isn't reaching the summit. Sometimes it's simply getting to share that mountain with other people. If this resonated, follow the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple Music, or whatever platform you're listening on. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. And you can learn more about my book and this movement at summitafterstorm.com. And until next time, keep climbing. Poly poly.